Hey everybody, just a couple of days ago Panasonic announced their brand new Lumix S5. It's a full frame camera that is smaller and lighter than the flagship GH5 from the Micro Four Thirds system. I just wanted to make a quick video where I go through some of my thoughts, what's good about the camera, what's bad about the camera, and whether or not I think it's a camera that we should be upgrading to in the future. Okay, so let's start off with some of the good points. As I mentioned, the size and weight. Panasonic have managed to make a full frame camera that is smaller and lighter than the popular GH5. Another big benefit that you would get from that sensor is a really cinematic look. Coming from Micro Four Thirds, I've had to adapt and buy lots of fast prime lenses. When you have a full frame sensor, you can get away with using zoom lenses and still get a really nice shallow depth of field where the subject's really sharp and the background's nice and blurry. Also, in terms of low light performance, Micro Four Thirds cameras go well up to about 1600 ISO. The S5 from the footage I've seen online will go right up to 12,800. That means if you're filming in dark places, you can push that ISO right up and still get nice results with zoom lenses or without using lighting equipment. You can record 10-bit right up to the camera's top setting of 4K 60, and you can do that internally. From the footage I've seen online, the IBIS is really good. It's not quite up there with the GH5. Shots where people are walking sometimes look a little bit rocky. However, for shots where people are stood still and they're just shooting handheld, the IBIS is still really good. Just like with the GH5, the S5 has 2 memory card slots. That's crucial if you want to record all your footage and have a backup card with the same footage going on there as well. And finally, the price. The S5 is coming out at $2,000, €2,000, £1,800. Basically, it's very competitively priced when you consider all of the high-end video features that you're going to be getting. It's coming in at a price that is similar to the GH5 when it launched, but you're getting a full frame sensor, so I think Panasonic have done really well there. However, it's not all perfect, so we're now going to look at some of the disadvantages that I think exist with the S5. The biggest disadvantage that I see still is the autofocus. They've made it a lot better, however it's still not up there with rival camera systems from Canon and Sony. So if autofocus is really important to you for video, you might be looking elsewhere. For some reason, Panasonic have decided to introduce a lower resolution E.V.F when you compare it to the one in the GH5. Maybe this has been to cut costs and to keep the camera affordable. However, the E.V.F I find to be crucial. When you are focusing manually, and I'm quite happy to do that, I like having that crystal clear E.V.F just to make sure that I can really nail focus every time. Another disadvantage is if you are shooting in 4K 60, the camera will apply an APS-C crop. That's a problem that we didn't have with the GH5 or the G9. They used the full sensor, so you could get really nice, big, wide, slow motion shots. If you are moving from the Micro Four Thirds system and you have a lot of lenses, you are going to need to buy new lenses when you move to the S5. That's because it's an L-mount camera and it uses full frame lenses. I have about 8 native lenses on the Micro Four Thirds system now, so if I was to switch over, I'm going to need to buy those lenses again, and it could be very expensive indeed. So if you like to take quite a compact setup and have everything quite small and light, although the S5 itself is going to be small and light, those lenses are going to be a bit bigger and a bit heavier than what you used to. And finally, price. You may notice I did say that was actually an advantage because it's very competitive compared to other full frame sensor cameras. If you are comparing it to Micro Four Thirds cameras, it is a fair bit more money. And if the Micro Four Thirds system provides all the benefits that you need, then why not save that money and why not spend it on other things like lenses? I feel like if you're a videographer who's just getting set up and you're looking to buy all your gear and you want the most cinematic footage you can get, you want really strong low light performance, then this camera really is a great choice. However, if you are considering moving to the Lumix S5 from the Micro Four Thirds system and you have a lot of gear and a lot of lenses, it becomes a bit more of a difficult choice. I've got about 8 native lenses, I've got about 4 or 5 camera bodies, so all of my gear is based on that system. If I was to move to the S5, I'm going to need to buy new lenses, new batteries. There's going to be quite a lot of expense involved. And when I consider it, the GH5 and the GH5S, together those two cameras, they fulfill everything I need. If I want handheld footage, the GH5 does a great job. If I want to shoot in low light, the GH5S comes in and I can get really nice, crisp, clear footage. So you really need to consider yourself, your own situation, and what is going to work best for you. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I just wanted to share with you some of my thoughts on this camera. But what I'd really like to know is, what do you think about the camera? Are you looking to upgrade to the S5? Are you happy with your current camera? Please let me know in the comments below and let's all start a bit of a discussion. If you've enjoyed the video today, be sure to give us a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and apart from that, I'll see you next time.